Hello and welcome to Azariah's Studio. My name is Sarah. I am the artist and designer behind Azariah's Studio. I'm going to show you how I put the faces on my amigurumi. So I just have a plain tapestry needle, some black yarn in the same weight as the yarn that I crocheted this guy. This happens to be brown sheep nature spun worsted weight, which is one of my favorites. This is a bunny that is part of the pattern for my beginning amigurumi class. Okay, so he does not have a face. Again, black yarn, tapestry needle. Some patterns will have a chart or a graph, and it just shows the squares or the knitted stitches. This guy is crocheted. So these are single crochets. Each square represents one knit stitch, or each square represents one single crochet. And it will generally have the eyes on it and then give you like a line drawing of where they suggest the face goes. I don't have that created for this pattern yet. So I'm just gonna kind of go for it. What I want to show you here is how to do the end at the very, weave in the ends, except we're not weaving them in because then it would show. Okay, so leave a longer tail here. Not quite that long. Okay. So this is about 3-4 inches. I'm going to come back here. And the idea is when you dive back in, you have a really good idea of where you're going to come back out. And I'm actually going to come out in the middle of this single crochet instead of in between. Don't pull too tight because you don't want to distort the face. Now in crocheting, trying to remember with knitting, it's been a while since no, this isn't an issue in knitting. With crochet, it's definitely an issue. You see it kind of swirls a little bit. So if I were to follow the contour of this, it would look a little swirly. But if I want to go straight down, I'm going to actually end up going in between these two stitches instead of in the middle of another stitch. Have an idea of where you're going to come out. So knowing that you're working in between stitches, in the middle of stitches, if your pattern is one that has that graph or chart, remember it's a guideline. All right. It takes a little bit more yarn, but I like to match it and work. So I'm going to work this line on this side. I want to come over here and do it next instead of completely finishing this side. Sometimes that works against me because if I don't like what I did, I have to take it out of both sides. Now, if you want the needle completely out of the way so you can get an idea of what you've done, shove it in further and come out on the side of his head or something. There is a way to reverse this, and I'll show you that in just a moment. This one's being a little difficult. There we go. Oops. All right, pretend this isn't here. I know Bunny looks a little sad, but let me show you. Okay, so how to reverse this. I'm gonna unthread the needle, and you're just gonna pull the end back through. It'll pull most of the stuffing through. If it doesn't, I'll show you here in a minute how we're going to take care of that. Probably should have chosen a larger-eyed needle. Okay. I don't like how high this goes. I'm just going to go with one. I'm going to come out. We'll go this way. and come out here. Instead, there we go. That one pulled through much better. Oh, that's not too bad. Usually it turns out looking evil. Okay, so that I like. If you want to get back out of here so you can do the other side, if you did like I did, but you don't want to unthread the needle, this does not always work. Pull the yarn this away and go back in behind it. If you go this way and go in, you're likely to split the thread, the yarn, and it's not going to go anywhere. So pull this way. We're going to go back. I'm going to try and get it to come through here. Let's see how we do. Oh, nice. Okay. So this is my last stitch. I'm going to take this I'm going to out the back. So I'm squishing his head pretty good here. Pull the yarn through. I squished his head just so that I could get the needle through. I don't want to leave him distorted though. So fix his face as needed. See, now he looks a little, I don't know. It's okay. I've got a crochet hook that is smaller than what I used. I'm going to use this end of the crochet hook. It has one. If it doesn't have this kind of an end because you have a special handle on it or what have you, go ahead and use this part. Just try not to get the whole hook down in. So I want to get that stuffing back in there. Stuffing can be a choking hazard. So you want to make sure your stuffing's not coming out. All right, we're going to start with this one here in the back. You can unthread the needle and set it aside. I'm going to pull, but only a little. Okay, we're going to do 2 knots. And they're not together, so I'm going to do 1 more to bring them together. Crochet hook down in the top, grab the tail. The idea is to pull the knot through inside. There it is, it's gone. And you can pull the whole tail in. All right, all gone there. Get the hook out, try not to get stuffing out. Grab your tapestry needle again and come back here to the front. Fix and adjust the face as needed. Squish it around. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. Except I don't want a knot right there on the front, just in case something pops through. I'm going to take it to the back as well. Some people, knowing that they're going to do that, will actually start out by poking it all the way from the back all the way through to the front. I just like to know where I started. Personal preference, totally up to you. So shoving through this. This is one of those situations you make sure you get between stitches. Otherwise you're going to have a really difficult time, if not impossible, to get that knot pulled through. All right. Pull slightly. 1 knot. Let's see if I can do this one in 2. 2 knots. All right. Crochet hook in. Grab the tail. Now this tail is a little longer. If I had wanted to cut it before I pulled it through, that would have been fine too. If you get to this point, you got the knot in, you just don't want to fight with the tail anymore, go ahead and clip it, set it aside, and use that hook to shove it in and make it disappear. And now Bunny has a face. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Happy making.